Hello, welcome to this QVmail tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a list of distribution from a set of addresses already contained in your ClickView file using QVmail. So here's the example file, which is called wines.qvw, and as you can see I have a list of customers here with their name and address, so I want to use this list of addresses as list of recipients for sending out my reports, the reports that I'm going to create with QVmail. Okay, so how to do this with QVmail? Well, first we need to define which is the source of information, so where is the ClickView file that we intend to use for this. I'm going to click New, and we're going to retrieve it from our hard disk. Always an alias to be used internally, eventually username and password. We don't need them for this particular file. On to procedures. So I'm going to call this procedure send to a list, and I'm going to attach it to the data source that I've just defined. Okay, ready to move on. And now from the message tab, take a look. I'm going to use this particular check here, so recipient selection from ClickView. It means that my recipients, as I've shown you a few seconds ago, are already within the ClickView file, and I want to use that list of addresses as list of distribution. So these three fields now appear. I'm going to click on the first one. This is the list of all the fields that QVmail found within the ClickView file. And for this one in particular, I'm going to use email. Well, first name is going to be customer name, and second name is going to be customer surname. Okay, subject and body. I can still use dynamic parameters. So for example, surname could be particularly useful to customize my email. Okay, now what to send? I am going to send an attachment, which is an Excel file. An Excel file that I'm going to call or number 1. And for this Excel file, I am going to use one object, so records out of one object of ClickView in the ClickView file that I've shown you at the beginning. So this is going to be table 1. So data from this object, table 1, are going to be copied in the first sheet of this report, of this Excel file called report number 1. Okay, before actually running the procedure sending out, I'm going to use the debug mode together with the feature that allows me to save attachments in a particular folder. Well, as you might have noticed, the addresses that I intend to use are just made up, so now it would be difficult for me to actually send out these addresses. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that everything is working fine, and if it does, QVmail is going to create a subfolder for each and every one of the recipients in the list, and it's going to store the related attachment to each and every one of the recipients. So let's run the procedure in debug mode, making sure that we are using this feature, save attachments in folder. So QVmail is now processing the ClickView file and creating one Excel report for each and every one of the recipients in the list. I'm visualizing the log file, so in case something goes wrong, I can still take a look and fix it. There's 12 addresses, 12 recipients in the list, so it takes a while, but the procedure has been completed with no mistake. We close the log file and we take a look. You see there was the demo folder that I have defined before, the central list, that is the name of my procedure, and within this folder I have a subfolder for each and every one of the recipients in the list. And you see this guy is the account manager for this particular producer, so he only received data according to the selection that I made, the selection on his email address. He is the guy for Red Drops, so he's only seeing files for Red Drops, records connected to Red Drops. And I can take a look at this other guy. He works for Very Good, so he's only seeing data for this particular company called Very Good. Okay, this is the cycling generator reports feature for QBMail. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check all the other tutorial video for QBMail, and thank you for watching.